Hi,
Okay.
Rachel.
Hi, Caitlin.
We shouldn't really even be saying hi because we've been in communication for the last 53 minutes trying to get this podcast recording started.
You would think that it's just plug in a microphone, open up and there you go. If only
No.
it were that simple.
If only we were in Riverside. We went to Zoom. We went back to Riverside. We went to Alito. We came back to Riverside. Now you're on a different computer in a different part of your house.
Coming to you live from my kitchen. By the way, part of the problem is that there's something going on with my computer, clearly, which we just kind of came to the conclusion of. And so because I thought that there was something wrong with my microphone system, I bought a new microphone. This is my first time using said microphone. So I have zero idea how this sounds. Also, I'm in my kitchen, which there's a huge echo in here. So the sound quality this week, you guys, might not be top tier, and we apologize.
You know, I don't think anybody's coming here for top tier anything except for gabbing and yapping and giggling. And that we can provide no matter what
We can
recording
deliver.
platform we're on.
We can deliver on that. Okay, so should we start with I know we did a recap episode last week of our New York trip, which if anybody hasn't listened to that, it is one of our best.
It's so good. The energy when we are in the same, not only room, but bed is palpable.
It was such a fun, silly episode. And
It really
we talked all about being in New York and going to Watch What Happens Live. So for our Bravo girlies and gays, you guys will love that one.
I have,
go
I
ahead.
have to jump in
Go ahead.
because we talked about something about Oregon, the Oregon Trail. And we've had a lot of feedback about how Rachel pronounced the word Oregon.
Okay, by the way, she's talking about the state of Oregon, not the organs in your body like your stomach and your heart and your liver.
Correct. So Rachel and I are both mispronouncing the word.
We are?
Well, you definitely are.
Well, you definitely are.
I definitely am.
So what's the correct pronunciation?
Or wait, you say it again?
I say Oregon.
Oregon. No, it's Oregon.
Oregon.
So again, the
Actually,
problem is
maybe that's how I say it. Oregon. It's really hard. It has to come up in conversation.
Yeah.
I really don't know.
Well, I just wanted to say there were a lot of comments of like, Rachel is wrong.
Well,
first of all, we might have asked, is Rachel right or wrong? But I don't actually want you to tell Rachel she's wrong, okay? It's like when your husband starts disciplining your child and you were yelling at them first and then your husband starts and you're like, how fucking dare you yell at my child?
like you shut your mouth.
Exactly. I'm getting all these comments like Rachel is so wrong. I'm like, keep my beautiful Rachel's name out of your goddamn mouth. How dare you think you can tell me that Rachel is wrong, even though you are so wrong? I'm not okay that people are like saying it.
It's so sweet that you're being so protective. I will say a lot of people also message to tell me I'm right. So this is, it's neither here nor there.
Neither here nor there. We find our people.
We do. But go back and listen to that episode, you guys, because it's a really, really fun one. But we recorded it on last Friday morning, and our live podcast event was that night. So we didn't get to talk about that yet. And we just have to say, wow.
It was amazing.
It was so much fun. I was so nervous, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Rachel was in the car. Rachel was like, I'm so nervous. It was very cute. You were nervous all day long.
The whole day I had a stomach ache. I was so nervous. I don't know. I'm not like a real public speaker, I don't think. And thank God we were doing it together. I don't think I would ever even sign myself up to do something like that alone. Like people that speak for a living, hats off. It's amazing to me.
It's amazing. Well, that's like I said to you when we were in the car. I said, thank God we figure out a way to do this together, because I also would not be able to do that without you there, or walk into a room like that with a bunch of people I don't know.
I know. And they're all there to see you though, because so all the eyes are on you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But once we got comfortable, once we settled in and started mingling and meeting people, it was so much fun. It was amazing.
It was amazing. I couldn't believe, first of all, that we sold like 73 tickets or something, which is insane.
I know.
And then over 60 people came. We had people from New Jersey, Connecticut, Philly, New York State, our beautiful Floridian who fled the state of Florida to come see us.
Wouldn't you?
Yes. At one point I said, well,
anything.
Wouldn't you do anything to get out of there?
She was like, yes.
Like, come to us?
No, that was so sweet. And like, I felt so honored that she went through all that trouble to come see us. That was seriously just like, wow.
Yeah. And it was really fun to do it in person. And we weren't allowed to wear shoes, so that was a whole thing. I kept talking about my feet.
You also like tucked your feet up onto your chair under your dress
Correct.
at one point, and I can just imagine what the photos would have looked
Super
like.
flattering for photos.
Yeah.
Super flattering. Just creating the widest possible undercarriage space.
And the dress was black, so it probably just it swallowed you whole. But you know what?
Absolutely.
It's okay.
That's okay.
We did get a comment from someone. I don't know who it was, but it was like, love all the feet. And I was like,
excuse me?
Yeah, on one of our reels that we posted.
I did not see that.
I didn't go then and look into the person. I probably should to make sure we don't to make sure we
touch down on that.
Probably should do some investigative work, but someone liked it is the point.
Listen, all press is good press. It doesn't matter if our Instagram engagement is coming from the foot fetish community.
I'll take it.
We'll take it.
Although we should maybe put it behind a paywall at some point.
Maybe. But it was great. And our partners were amazing. Ula Health, Augie, Mavita, Chef, which is such good food. And they're like a private chef, but shared service. It's delicious. Like so smart for postpartum too. People brought us books. Somebody brought me a gonger toy. I mean, it was amazing. We love you guys.
It was so great. And then we got to get up at the ass crack of dawn the next day, like 5 something a.m. And then I realized that I hadn't bought my kids any souvenir or present.
Oh, no.
And JFK, I'm so sorry, but is trash. There was absolutely nothing to purchase in the airport.
Your terminal was trash.
My terminal, I will say. Terminal 5, absolute disaster. So I didn't get to get them anything. So I had to land in San Francisco and find something super fast. And they have so many stuffies. They have so many toys. I'm like, I want a consumable. So let me find some candy or something like that.
Smart.
So I found these cute little lollipops, but it feels like all of the like novelty candies for kids. I don't know if you've noticed this or if you're a better mom than me and don't give your kids stuff like this. But they're all like cell phone and technology.
What?
It's like a pretend cell phone that like flips out into a lollipop, or like a pretend cell phone, but it's really just a glorified like TikTok, not TikTok, Tic Tac. It's like a Tic Tac container. It's like there's just so many different variations of candy cell phones, and it made me okay. It's a thing, I guess, but it just made me think about like. It makes sense that that's what kids want because that's like the adult vice, right? It's like the cool, like remember when we were kids and we had candy cigarettes?
Yeah, those were so freaking cool.
They're the best. I used to be like 8 years old with just a candy cig sticking out of my mouth thinking I was the coolest thing ever. Like, why were those allowed?
Oh, I don't know, but I loved them. Did you ever also, when you were a kid, okay, this is going to be so weird, but when we were kids, my friend and I would make fake casts because we were like, we thought having a cast was like the coolest thing in the world.
Well, you'd be correct. It is.
And it is. And my friend's dad, we used to say he was like a duct tape salesman. I don't think that's what his job was, but he had a lot of duct.
That sounds like a front for like a murder company or something. Was he in the mob?
No. So he had a lot of brightly colored duct tape, and we had a whole system where we would like put paper towels down first, and then we would duct tape around the paper towels, and then we would pretend we had casts. And I need to know if anyone else ever did that. Would you ever like put like bracelets, like those rubber bracelets or something on your teeth to pretend you had braces?
I didn't need to do that because I had real braces for 5.5 years.
At what age?
Oh, through high school.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, I wasn't pretending in high school. I was pretending to have braces when I was like in second grade.
Right. No, I got them on in like 5th and had them on through freshman year, I think. But no, I never did that with the fake. I don't think I ever wanted fake braces.
Well, now that I'm looking back on it, I'm like, those are two things that you don't actually ever really want.
What I really wanted, but like so badly, and we talked about our press-on nails last week, which really was a blast from the past. But I wanted fake nails so badly.
Yeah.
And I wanted to just be like a cashier worker. To me, that was just
click-clacking.
Top tier. Do you know what my sister did? She wanted glasses.
Oh, yes.
So badly that she was pretending, she really committed, and she pretended for months to not be able to see.
Yes.
So much so that my mom had to take her to the optometrist, and they said there is nothing wrong with her eyes. She has perfect vision.
Yes. Which sister was this?
This was Lauren, believe it or not.
Okay.
She's not the dramatic one.
Well, I will tell you, Lauren, I did the exact same thing. And I even then went to the doctor and I was like trying to pretend I couldn't read well on the chart. And my mom was like, just stop. And then I was like,
The gig is up.
the gig is up.
Just be done with this charade.
Listen, I was a very dramatic child and
Shocking.
I know, right? There's this person I follow on Instagram, M's Doodles and Things. I think that's her name. We talked about her. She does baby name. Yeah, she's amazing. You should follow her. She does baby name predictions for influencers. She's like an amazing artist. She's a great follow. And at one point, she posted something about like how when she was a little girl, she would dress up as like a prairie person or with whatever. It made me remember that at one time I was very committed to dressing up as like an immigrant coming to Ellis Island in like the late 1890s. And
you love your history.
I love my history. That's the thing. It's those dear history books that we were all reading. And I fully committed. I had like multiple layers on. I tied an apron around that I hid like a bread roll in because if I had like prepared it before we got on the ship.
You had your rations.
It was insane. I just think about my mom looking at me being like, what the fuck is she doing?
You know what, though? I love that because kids these days, all they want to do is dress up as Elsa.
Yeah. Well, I was just going to say.
There's no history there. Elsa's not real.
Every other girl's dressed up as a princess, and I'm hobbling along like a poor Russian immigrant. The famine was so hard this year.
So good. That is so good.
Oh. Okay, Rachel, I mentioned something about Instagram. Oh, yes, the foot fetish community we're now creating on our account. And Rachel, you had an experience being featured in a viral video this week. And it was not a video of yours that went viral, but it was a video featuring you.
It was?
Yeah, from Marley.
Which one?
I actually don't know how many views it got, but it went viral in my heart.
Calling it viral is generous. That's why I didn't immediately clock what you were talking about.
Well, it's viral in my mind because I literally think about it every 20 minutes.
Half of those views were just Caitlin.
No doubt.
Okay, so if anybody is lost, my husband Marley started an Instagram account called Hey Sleepy Dad. And this is something
It's a very sweet account.
It's something that I've been asking him to do for a really long time because I'm like, you're a stay-at-home dad. There are so many people that message me in my community saying, I would love for my husband to like have somebody to kind of look to for this type of parenting and stuff like that. And there really are not a lot of men in that space. And so I was like, this would be such a cool thing. There's such a need. You should do it. So he very reluctantly started it after stalling for months and months and months. But now I think he's kind of having fun with it.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people assume that I'm the one behind the content. And I think the video that he posted this week proves that it is all him. He is on his own, a one-man show. Because why don't you set the scene?
Can I set the scene? Okay. So the video is of Marley riding his bike, and in front of him, in the like big bike basket, is the tiniest little passenger princess wearing a helmet, just sitting there. And Marley is like talking and smiling and cruising, and Rachel's just sitting there like dead eyes staring straight ahead. And the cover and the point of the video is that at some point you will like return to joy or find joy again with your partner. And Rachel couldn't look more unhappy. As someone commented, is the joy in the room with us? It was the funniest thing I've ever seen.
It was so...
Please go watch it.
It was so good. And like, it was so bad and like so mismatched that you almost had to, it almost came full circle into looking intentionally that way.
Yes.
It was, I wanted to kill him when I saw it. I was just like, what are you thinking?
It was so funny. Because again, just that being the caption, and he does look joyful. And
he's being so earnest. He's being so serious and so earnest. And I just look like a fucking bitch per usual. Well, it was from a couple weeks ago. We had his aunt come over to watch the kids, and she was like, why don't you guys just go grab some dinner? Like, I'll stay with them and watch a movie or something. And so we were like, okay. So it was kind of just this impromptu date night. It was super cute. But he has this like GoPro on his bike it's very inconspicuous. So I didn't realize that I was
being recorded,
being filmed. It was filmed against my consent, with no consent. And it's so funny because I actually did take like a little selfie too, where obviously I'm smiling. And I was like, why wouldn't you have used that?
I also just love the thought of you pulling up to a restaurant and you having to like climb out of that basket with your helmet on.
It's, the things we do for love. When I ride in that bike, it makes him so fucking happy. I don't
Oh my God,
understand. I don't understand it. I'm like, can we just walk? Can we drive? Can we take an Uber?
you can see how happy it is. He's like a little kid at Christmas.
It's a lesson in content creation is what it is, because I was like, I get the sentiment. And he had told me he wanted to record, or he wanted to like make a video about that, because it is something that once our kids turn 2, it feels like we start to kind of come back to each other again, and our relationship really kind of gets back on track. So we've had a good maybe like 6 months.
Yeah.
Recently. Maybe a little longer. But no, like the last maybe year or so, like our relationship feels much more stable and steady, and like we're enjoying it. Yeah, we're enjoying each other again. We're like, making time for intimacy again, like all of that stuff. It does come back around. And so he was wanting to make a video to just kind of encourage people, like, even if you're in a hard season right now, it does come back. The fact that he used a video where I could not look more fucking miserable is just
so good.
So
it makes you so happy. It makes you so happy.
I'm glad it did. I'm glad.
Okay, I have a story for you now that it was embarrassing and cringe that I did. Not that is embarrassing and cringe.
No, it was. Please tell me to make me feel better, because I was cringing.
So when my daughter was like 4 months old, maybe 3 months old, I did a mom workout class called like Fit for Moms. It was super fun. So my daughter's turning 2 on Friday. So this was over a year and a half ago. And I loved it. And I talked about before how I have like a photographic memory of people. So I saw this woman at the park, and I know that she was in my Fit for Mom class. Now, when she was in my Fit for Mom class, she had like a shaved head, very short hair. She had like long hair. Her child is now 2, so a very different looking child.
So as a pair, they are unrecognizable.
Unrecognizable to a normal person. And I look at her and I go, "Did you used to do Fit for Mom?" And she was like, "Yeah." And I said, "Oh yeah, we did a class together." She was like, "That was like over a year and a half ago. I did that when he was like 2 months old." And I was like, "Oh, okay."
I remember.
And she looks completely different. So I couldn't say like, "I recognize you," but I did. It was so awkward, Rachel. And then her kid started walking away, and she looks back at me and she goes, "So I guess nice to see you again." It's just like, oh my God.
I'm sorry though. How rude. Because if somebody recognized me from a class I did 2 years ago, I would be honored and touched.
From one class, you wouldn't, and imagine though now you had to your waist blonde hair.
No, I'd be like, I must be so striking. I made such an impression that this
I don't
person
think
has been
that's how she
looking for
received
me. This person has been looking for me ever since.
Yeah. Okay, while we were at the park though, I talked about this on my Instagram. It reminded me of when you were growing up. Was there like an insane 90s paranoia about there being like errant needles in sand pits? Sandboxes?
I did see that story of yours, and it made me think. I don't know. I mean, I grew up in such a small, like rural kind of town. I wasn't so much worried about needles in the sandbox. It is Halloween time, and I do remember my parents checking every single piece of candy though.
Yes.
For
razors
and drugs.
Yes. Yes.
So we had
100%. So we had razors and candy. We also had, first of all, I'm like, how many intravenous drug users are just like randomly throwing their needles into a sandbox at a playground?
In San Francisco, we do have to be a little more careful.
So people from San Francisco and people from Philadelphia were like, yes, but that actually is a real concern for us.
It's a true problem.
Yeah, I was like, oh, sorry. But it reminded me of other extreme 90s paranoia things that we had. So it was razor blades and candy, needles in sandboxes, needles in movie theater seats.
What?
Did you ever? Yeah, a lot of people DM'd me about that, where you were worried somebody, again, had just stuck a needle sticking straight up like in a movie theater seat. People had the fear of needles. Again, so many needles. There was a real like needle fear.
Well, there was it was a big heroin era, wasn't it?
Well, in the fashion industry, it was.
Well, that all makes sense then.
Okay. There we go. That's where it all coming from. People were worried about needles in the coin slots of payphones, which also.
Oh, that actually does ring a bell.
Does that resonate for you?
Where you'd be scared to press a button because you thought you'd be pricked by a needle.
Yes.
Yeah, I do recall something about that.
Okay. And
The movie theater thing, I never heard about needles, but my mom never let me wear like skirts or shorts to the movie theater because I guess
Yes.
Oprah had a show about how there's like fecal matter all over the seats of movie theaters.
Hey,
So,
I will tell you, I actually to this day will not wear shorts or a skirt or a dress on an airplane.
oh, okay.
And it blows my mind that people will because I feel like I do need. Now, I'm not specifically concerned about fecal matter, but it's just gross to me.
Not even a long dress?
No.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah. Gotta
I-
have jeans.
Jeans is insane. Jeans is literally insane.
Thick fabric.
When you showed up for the airport before 6 a.m. in jeans, I didn't say anything to you at the time, but I was thinking, wow, that is a choice. I cannot imagine anything worse than sitting for 6 hours in jeans.
Yeah. I mean, they're comfortable jeans, but yeah, I need a thick fabric. I don't want to wear a legging that's too thin. And as we all know, I go commando in a legging. So there's not enough fabric between me and my
What about
precious
like
areas.
a sweatpant or a jogger?
Sure, if I owned one.
Okay, you don't have any sweatpants.
Not fit to be seen by the general public.
Okay.
Do you? Do you wear sweatpants out?
I have a couple of pairs that are like nice enough to wear
Cute.
out, and I do like them. And I think we've talked about this on the podcast before. It's gotten to a point now where if I do wear leggings out, I feel chuggy and I feel self-conscious and very unfashionable. Whereas I feel like leggings with a cute sweatshirt and a cute sneaker or sandal or something used to look, that was just kind of the
Cute.
mom uniform and
Yeah.
you could make it look cute. And now
Yeah.
I feel not cute at all in my leggings anymore. And I hate that for myself.
You know what? I kind of do too. Like I've said, I don't feel like chuggy. I just feel like, oh, that's like I couldn't do a little bit more.
Right. You just feel not put together. It
Yes.
feels to me like the equivalent of wearing my pajamas out at this point, and I really
Yes.
don't like
But-
that.
And that is not a reflection on other people wearing leggings
No,
out.
of
I've
course
never
not.
seen somebody else wear leggings and think that.
No, that's what's so annoying about it. I'm like, I don't notice this on anyone else. Why do I feel so self-conscious about it all of a sudden?
Yeah.
I guess I need to get
Yeah.
off TikTok and I need to stop listening to the Gen Zs about
Yes.
what we should be wearing.
Yes.
Okay, you
There's-
also said something in New York, speaking of shocking Caitlin behaviors. You said something in New York about how you can't ever take naps during the day.
Correct.
And that made me so sad for you.
I am what I've coined a suicide napper, which means that I wake up from a nap and I want to commit suicide. It's pretty straightforward. It's pretty cut and dry. I wake up from a nap. I'm depressed. I'm anxious. I feel like I've not only wasted my day, I've wasted my life. I wake up and I go, why am I here on this planet? What is my purpose? I'm useless. No one likes me. No one needs me. The world went on without me while I was asleep for 20 minutes and no one cares. Why should I continue living? I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's a 20-second span.
Wait, so even
No,
if you're
me too, after I nap at my own hands.
What if, even if you're early postpartum, let's say, your baby has a horrible night, she's like 3 months old, you're not taking a nap during the day to recover if you can?
No. Unless I want my child to be motherless. I think actually that contributed to my like postpartum anxiety after
Because
I
you
had my
did
son.
nap?
Because I did nap and I tried to nap and then I would wake up and be like, this is the worst thing that's ever happened to me. Naps,
Wow.
I'm telling you. The
Wow.
only time I've ever been able to nap is when if I was like horrifically hungover
Right.
in college.
Right.
I could, but that was more like my body shutting itself down.
It wasn't
versus
a
a nap.
conscious choice.
Exactly.
Well, and I told you I absolutely live for a nap. And in college, we actually had a dedicated nap time. My freshman year roommates and I, we would come back from class. It would be, 3 or 4. We would shut the blinds, turn on the fans, close all the lights,
Wild.
get in the covers, face mask on, and sleep for at least an hour.
That is insane. And then you were like fine to go out?
Yeah. Then we would wake up. We would go to the gym. We'd get dinner. We'd have our night.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nap was literally every day.
Do you still nap as an adult?
I feel like
If
it's
you
really hard.
can?
No, it's really hard for me to find the time now. Whereas, like you said, even if I do have the time and then I decide I'm going to take a nap, I feel like a complete waste of life. And like I just blew my entire day and I should have done a million other things that would have been better. But when I have babies and I'm actually up all night and really need to catch up on sleep, I absolutely will nap if I can.
See, I think what helped is because I didn't nap, then when it was time to go to sleep at night, I was like dead to the world at 7 p.m.
Okay.
So I think that helped. So I was getting
Totally.
good sleep at night
Right. That makes sense.
and I was still alive.
You weren't being
So
committed.
bad. So bad. Okay, I want to go back really fast to parks because there was something else that came up for me when I was at the park.
What?
I think there should be an age limit on parks for kids that should be allowed at parks and on park equipment.
This is very controversial, and I think we're going to disagree.
Okay. Well, because you have a child that I would kick out of my park.
Because he's
So
5 feet
fair.
tall.
Well, he's an adult man, basically. He's 5 feet tall. Now, I do feel like, though, he would be respectful, but well, maybe, okay, then he's definitely not allowed in. I think there should be a cutoff age limit, and that is because I've had now, teenagers, of course, shouldn't be in a park playground area during the day. Let them come out at night when the needles are about, whatever. They can be there then. But when they're older kids, they are running around on the play equipment. They're like being kind of aggressive. They're not paying attention to like the little kids around them. They're cutting in front of them. They're climbing up slides. It's not my loud passive aggressive talking never comes out more intensely than out the park where I'm like, wow, sorry, daughter, that kid cut in front of you so you couldn't go on the slide. There was one time where my daughter was trying to go down the slide and it was a high slide and it was taking her a minute. And there was a big kid behind her, like 11 years old, and another kid on the ground, and he was crowding her. And I was like, you need to get back. Like, she's not going down the slide because you're freaking her out. And then I accidentally went like a little bit off on him. And I was like, you shouldn't be like, this is for little kids. Like, you are not the priority at this like playground equipment. Like, it's not just for you. I think it's for little kids. That's my take.
And how did that kid react?
Actually, he responded very appropriately and seemed sad and upset that I was mad at him. And so I appreciated that.
Okay, my take. Now, look, I agree with you. It can be very annoying. Teenagers can be very obnoxious. Even preteens,
Yes.
like even
Yes.
if we're talking about 10 to 12-year-olds, they can be a lot. I do also have like a tender spot for kids that age because I taught middle school for a little bit. And there are not a lot of spaces where those kids can go otherwise. So it's, playgrounds. I mean, kids here in the city hang out at like Starbucks because it's just our country doesn't have a lot of third spaces, especially geared towards people that age, right? There's playgrounds for little kids. They could hang out at the library, but like they can't talk. I don't know. They just can't.
They can't run around.
Yeah, they can't talk or run around. So I feel bad that they don't have their own spaces. I do totally agree, though, that the areas of playgrounds that are clearly designed for babies, toddlers, they need to stay off that stuff.
Yes, yes.
And a lot of playgrounds here have like a pretty clear distinction between, okay, this is the really tiny tot area and this is where all the big climbing equipment is, and like bigger kids can definitely go over there. But yeah, I don't know. I feel bad also because I'm like, I want my kids to stay little as long as possible. And if my 10 or 11-year-old still wants to go to the playground to hang out, to me, that's great.
Yeah. I think it also then maybe has to be a conversation from the parent of like, listen, you're 11 years old. There's
be aware.
Be a 3-year-old running around with you. Like, you are not in charge of playground. You have to like be aware. You have to go slow if you are running near them. Like, don't cut them.
Yeah, I think it's a parenting thing that needs to be explicitly taught. Me and Marley were actually just talking about this last night because he took the kids camping over the weekend. And so it was a school camping trip. There's kids of all ages. There's older siblings there. There's little siblings there. And he said that there was almost like this really dangerous thing that happened between an older, maybe like 11, 10-year-old kid and this really little girl. And it was kind of like the parents weren't around thing, not necessarily that they were being neglectful, but it's just this huge space and they weren't there to watch. But I think it is the type of thing where before you go, you say, hey, like even with my son, he's 8, but he's the size of a 65-year-old man.
It's so crazy.
And if we're going to a birthday party for one of my girls where it's going to be mostly, 3 to 5-year-old little tiny kids, we say to him before we go, hey, just so you know, if there's a bouncy house or if there's whatever, like there are little kids here, you need to make sure that you're aware of your body and that you're not knocking anybody down. But not everybody is just an amazing parent like us. So
It's crazy. Like, we should be the parenting experts. It's wild.
it's wild.
It's wild. Okay, speaking of birthday parties, so my daughter's birthday is on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And people are like, what are you doing for her birthday? And I said, well, nothing. She doesn't have friends.
Right.
She's two. And
Yeah.
like, so there is a big thing, and I'm curious if it's like this in San Francisco. In LA, birthday parties have gone absolutely insane. I mean, they're huge events with like catered food and like huge decorations, and it's just insane. And I don't want to do that, and I don't get that, because to me, I'm like, I don't need to throw a party for adults, because that's really who a party for
Really what you're doing. Right.
That's really what you're doing. Like,
Yeah.
especially when they're that age and they don't have friends and like what they don't know what's going on. Like,
Mm-mm.
I'm not doing that at all. Is San Francisco parties, are they insane?
Well, I'm sure they are in like the private school sector.
Yeah.
No, I think it probably varies. I mean, there's obviously like insane wealth here, so I'm not going to those parties necessarily, but we have gone to a few for people that have, a ton of money, and it's very clear that they've spent thousands,
Yeah.
if not tens of
It's
thousands on
crazy.
these parties, which to me is absolutely insane. Like you said, especially for the little ones, we usually just have family parties, and that's all my kids want. Like, that's
No,
all they want
it's
the first few years.
I'm all about, we're bringing back the 90s birthday party,
Yes.
including random needles that you don't know if you're going to hit them or not. That's the party game we're going to play. It's
Pinata
like,
filled with razor blades.
yeah, stick your
Yes.
hand in this, sit on this seat, and maybe you'll get stabbed by a needle in the back. Who knows?
Make it fun. It's like musical chairs.
Yeah, exactly. But I was obviously focused on our event. So that's like been where all of my brain space has been.
Yeah.
And then I was so focused because we just have so much like crap in this household. I was so focused on telling grandparents what to get for my daughter.
Yeah.
Because I specifically did not want like
More stuff. Yeah.
more stuff. So I was hyper focused on like, I told my mom she could get this. I told my mother-in-law she could do that. I told my father-in-law he could do that, etc. That then yesterday I was like, oh my God, we haven't gotten anything for her. Like, completely spaced on the fact that I should be getting gifts for my child.
I know that happens to us all the time too. And we're so lucky that we have family to give stuff.
What's
but then
so nice.
but then it's always like a last minute, oh shit, I didn't save anything good for myself to give them.
Yes, totally. So I went to the mall yesterday because there's a toy store at the mall, and I found like the perfect big ticket item for her. It's this vacuum, Minnie Mouse vacuum. I was so amped because I was like,
Genius.
she's going to love this. It's like perfect for her. I can see her using it and loving it. I go home. I'm so proud of myself because actually my husband is usually the gift purchaser. We've talked about this before. He's a great gift giver. So I go home and I'm like, Tyler, I got the perfect gift for her. Like, I actually did it. And I showed it to him and he was like, she already owns that, and she literally was playing with it in front of you this morning.
How did you not know that?
Well, I was like, that's why it seemed like such a good gift to me, because
And you
she
didn't
already
clock
has it.
that she already, like, that you had seen her use it that very day.
Nope, not even a little bit.
Well, I will happily take it off your hands because it does sound like a perfect gift for a toddler.
It's perfect. She loves it. And I was just like, okay, well, I would like a little bit of credit because I did clearly pick out a great gift.
Right.
Because she loves it, because she already has it.
Right. I will take it. Lenny's birthday is also coming up. Otto's birthday is coming up. My birthday is coming up. We have my mother-in-law. We have my brother-in-law. We have Marley's aunt. October is absolutely insane for us. And all the Halloween parties. It's just...
Oh, yeah, it's so much.
It's so much. So yeah, I'm going to have to be kind of offline for the next 3 weeks while I get all of this in order. But I think my son actually said this year, he was like, I think we can just do, my mother-in-law's block always has this huge Halloween block party that's super fun. And this year it actually falls on his actual birthday. So I was like, what do you think about just inviting a few of your best friends to come with us to that instead of doing a big party? And he loved that idea.
That's
so I was like,
super fun.
Yay. So now I don't have to
love
plan
that.
a party because there's already activities.
Good, Rachel.
There's already food. There's already stuff going on to entertain them.
Yeah.
So all we have to do is supervise. I'm so excited.
I think having a birthday on Halloween or the 4th of July or around them would be very fun holiday birthdays to have.
You would think so, but Marley's birthday is Halloween. Yes, I think so. But Marley's birthday is the day right after the 4th of July, and it always sucks because everybody's always out of town.
No, it had. Oh, yeah. I was going to say 4th of July feels like a good party because people are, or birthday because people are already excited.
Right.
It's
It's fun and festive.
Things.
Yeah.
Fun and festive. But that makes sense. People are gone.
Yeah. It's hard to plan parties for him because everybody always goes out of town. for that weekend. And it's also, I don't know if LA is like this, but I grew up on the East Coast and the 4th of July was always such a huge, huge thing. And I feel like here it's not, there's just
No.
there's not a patriotic vibe.
Oh,
Which
I mean,
right
because
now
our
is
country is
right now is fine. But maybe
burning up.
but maybe like 2015 when vibes were high.
Yeah. Yeah,
It
vibes
still
were high.
it still wasn't. Remember that? Oh God.
Yeah, it was a great time. Oh God, we can't get too deep into that. We will never come back out. My coworker, an old coworker friend of mine, had a tradition every year with her kids for their birthdays that they would like design a birthday cake and then she would make that for them. And I thought that was
Cute.
so fun and cute. And so I tried to do that with my son 2 years ago, and he wanted a pink and red cake with sparkles and cars and monster trucks on it and this whole thing. And I made it, and I found this glitter spray, and I was
Fun.
so obsessed. It looked so good. Well, the baking it wasn't great. It was like sinking in the middle and it was burning on the sides. And I was like, this doesn't seem right. But we went on with it, and I decorated it, and I sprayed this glitter spray all over, and we served it to everyone, and everyone was silent, and I was like, well, that's not what I expected, but maybe they're silent because they're awed by how delicious
Because
it
it's
is.
so good. They're
it's
just
so
taking it in.
And I'm eating it. I'm like, I wonder what that metallic taste is. Like, I don't think a cake should taste like you're eating metal.
No.
And I finally, was brave enough to say, does anybody else taste metal in their cake? And everybody else was like, yeah, it's disgusting as fuck. Like, this is the worst cake I've ever had. Long story short, everybody experienced extreme gastrointestinal distress later that night. I poisoned everyone. And it was because the glitter spray, like, was metal for whatever reason. And I sprayed so much. So I think I gave everybody, like, metal poisoning.
Was it not edible spray?
Honestly, Rachel, I don't know.
Was it like a craft spray?
I did get it at Joann's.
Okay. Did you get it in Joann's like baking aisle though, or their craft aisle?
I thought I got it in their baking aisle, but when I used to walk into a Joann's, it was like my brain left my body and I became an entirely different person who was capable of crafting. All I want to be is a crafter. Inside of me, there is a crafter desperate to come out, but it's like the heart doesn't match the brain, doesn't meet the hands, None of the places to make a successful craft connect. And it's so sad.
That's so tough. I was actually going to make a trip to Joann's this week because we are redoing the kids' rooms. We're moving Lenny in with Noe, and Otto's getting his own big boy room. And I need to go get some paint samples and like just get some stuff to decorate their rooms because I have nothing yet. But I was asking my oldest, who's getting his big boy room, I said, what do you think we should paint their walls? Do you want to find some like fun wallpaper? He said, I think I want stripes and I want black and orange and blue.
Okay.
It's like, we are not doing that. So,
And is that how you found out he's colorblind?
it just reinforced that kids/men
Wow.
no taste.
No taste.
No taste.
And it's innate from birth.
I was like, I know I said this was going to be like a collaborative process, but
Yeah.
I am revoking that right now.
Just kidding.
So sorry. The
Okay,
store is
well,
out of orange paint.
Yeah. Okay, with your birthday coming up, for my birthday, we did a special episode where people sent in their gossip because I love gossip. Is there something you want the listeners to send in for you for your birthday episode?
Oh my gosh, such a good question. I do love the gossip, but do you know what I love more is secrets. Remember I used to do those on my Instagram?
Yes.
When people would send in like confessions or secrets.
I have chills, Rachel. Oh my God, we have to do that. A
It's so
birthday
fun.
secret
Okay.
confessional.
Okay, perfect. So we'll record that next week. So it'll come out the week of the 13th.
Let's not do math.
It doesn't matter.
Whatever. Whatever. Okay, that's going to be
So fun.
so good. Okay, so everybody, write in your secrets. I would say even too, if you know somebody close to you that has a really good secret,
Sure.
share that
it.
also.
Tell it to us.
Share it, tell it to us immediately.
Break that confidence and let us know.
Because when somebody says, don't tell anyone, Rachel and I have talked about this before. People are like, don't tell anyone.
They don't
I'll
mean
say something
it.
else, but I don't want to say it. They mean don't tell anyone but Caitlin, or don't tell anyone but Rachel. So for your secret or your closest secret, they mean don't tell everyone but the You're So Right podcast audience.
Right. Don't tell anybody, but if it ends up on a public podcast feed, that's different.
And we'll change names. So email me if you want, Caitlin at wilderbeginnings.com, or DM me and put in the subject line secret. so we
you
can see
find
it.
I'm so excited.
That's going to be so good. Do you have any other birthday plans?
I don't think so. This weekend we have a million Halloween parties, birthday parties, soccer games. So, just another fabulous weekend. I think Marley is maybe taking me to dinner.
Nice. In the bike basket? Or will you get there in a different way?
I think I'm going to request a different mode of transportation.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
And then I might book myself like a massage or something for during the day, or
Not
probably not a
lymphatic.
massage. Probably not a massage because
Yeah.
we know that's not my favorite.
I mean,
Maybe
it
maybe
doesn't
a
work for you.
facial. Maybe a facial.
Maybe
Oh,
facial. What about a pedicure or manicure?
I don't love sitting for those.
Okay. Well, the new feet fetish followers would love it.
They would. Maybe I'll just record that something special for.
Yes. Just something for them.
You know what I did book for myself as a present
What?
is a astrology reading.
Oh, Rachel.
Yeah.
Have you
next
ever
Wednesday.
had your birth chart read?
So I've had my birth chart read, but it's been about 8 years. Like I haven't had it done
Wow.
since before I had kids.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm very excited. Apparently
That's
this
gonna be
person that I
amazing.
booked with we're doing it virtually, but she's in San Francisco, and I've heard from several people that she is absolutely incredible and so spot on.
Okay, you'll have to tell us everything that she says.
I will. I'm excited.
So I accidentally had a psychic meeting yesterday because I very aggressively booked it after my last one, I guess.
Okay.
And I don't know why. And I just got a calendar reminder yesterday that was like, don't forget your reading is today. And I was like, oh, I did forget. So I didn't have any questions. And then he was like, okay, so what are your questions? So I just like came up with some. And then he just gave me his answers for all the questions. And I was like, no, I want the dead people to talk to me.
Right. So
Like,
you
that's why
wanted
we're here.
So is he normally a medium?
He is a medium. And he was getting like feelings of things. He was like, I'm feeling this and like it's coming through here.
No.
But maybe it's because last time, every time he told me, I was like, I don't know that motherfucker. I don't know a David. I don't know a George.
I remember
I don't
this.
know a
Yes.
Claire.
Yes.
Like, I don't know any of these people. So maybe he was like,
Why
I'm not
bother
going
with
to
this
do that.
bitch? Yeah.
Yeah. She doesn't know anybody in her family. She doesn't know any dead people. He's just like pulling randos through.
So
But,
did you get any good info though?
a couple of things where I was like, oh, wow, I like so disagree with that.
Oh,
That
I
I
like that.
said no. But, other things have felt good. It was just, there was nothing like specific that I got. There was no like last time he was like, oh, you're going to have a third baby and it's going to be a girl. And Claire the ghost who loves margaritas wants you to name the baby Claire. And I was just like,
right.
I don't know who this drunk person is, but I'm not
Right.
like listening to her. So that was the last ring. I didn't get anything like that from this one because we didn't have any dearly beloveds coming through, paging on the ghost hotline.
Paige and Caitlin. That's disappointing. I'm sorry.
It was still good. I would still highly recommend him because that first reading was fantastic. And it was still good. I got, some validation from things, but I'm excited to hear what your astrology reading is.
I'm excited too. We'll see.
It's going to be great.
I hope so.
Well, listen, the worst thing they could tell you, I guess they could tell you some pretty bad things, but no good astrologer is going to do that. That's like when I went on a bachelorette and we had a tarot card reader and she was like, oh, this is your second marriage to the bride. And the bride was like, no, this is my first. And she was like, oh, because she was picking up on 2 marriages.
Wow. Read the room.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
So, well, I think that's why she wanted to ask first, like, oh, so this is your second.
Wait,
second
is this person still married to the person that she married?
Yes, but it's not a good marriage.
Oh.
So
Well,
I think the card reader was right.
Probably. But sometimes you just don't say things out loud.
True. Very true. Very true.
If you want to get a nice tip.
Quick housekeeping.
Yeah.
Rachel, how far along are you in our book? We were supposed to release the book club episode last week.
I know. We also were supposed to record a Bravo episode and we didn't.
Yeah.
I'm like 30% done. So I can finish it probably by the end of the weekend.
Okay. We're reading The Thursday Murder Club, the first book in the series.
Mm-hmm. It's really good. I like it.
It's really good. Okay. It's very cute.
And it's easy. It's like, it's easy breezy.
Yeah. Because I do have a Halloween October-y book that I want to recommend for people to read.
Well, why don't you recommend it so that those who are finished with
Done
Thursday
can get
Murder
started.
Club or that are passing on that one can get started on the new one.
Great idea. We'll do that. And then we also are actually moving forward with merch. We hired someone to design it instead of you and I trying to do it in Photoshop. And we sent over the invoice and I was like, oh my God, we're going to get designs. And she was like, great, I'll send designs for you on the 14th. And I was like, oh, was a little bit later than I was hoping. That's my bad, I guess.
It'll just build up the hype even more.
Yes, I think it's gonna be so cute. We're doing 3 designs that will hopefully be on we'll pick if it's gonna be sweatshirts or t-shirts, but it'll be super cute.
Yeah, I feel like we should do sweatshirts for the first round since it's gonna be winter by the time they're available.
We should do parkas.
Christmas gift ideas.
Yes. Yes.
Very excited though. They're gonna be really cute.
And then hold on. Sorry, I had to cough. Also, tomorrow is Taylor Swift's new album is coming out, so we'll talk about that.
Yes, so we will review that next week. I gotta say,
but not in a big if you're not a Swiftie.
No, we'll briefly go over it. I gotta say, I said this on my Instagram, and actually, almost everybody agreed with me. I don't think I got anybody dissenting. I'm kind of at my limit with her.
Rachel, I couldn't agree more, and I said that to you too. Where it's every day there's a new version of the album, and it's just such a clear money grab.
It's giving greedy. It's giving out of touch. It's giving girl, the world is on fire. Let's maybe reel it back on the just capitalism, consumerism. And I don't know why. It's because she's always been this way. She's always done this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't know why now. I think maybe now just because it feels like such a blatant slap in the face, considering what the state of the world is.
I think so. And I think also because she's at such a high level now that it's your fans got you there. Just release one album that has all of the photos that
you don't need the money.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think.
Or release them all at the same time so people can choose of oh, I really like that purple one. That's the one I want. Instead of every day it's a new one. So somebody's oh my God, I already got that one, but now I have to get that one that just came out. And
it feels exploitative. Yeah, it feels exploitative. It's really put a damper on it for me. And I'm excited to listen to the album tomorrow, but I'm also I'm I have the ick from her now. I really don't like that. And I know that this is just how it works too, where it's somebody reaches their peak of fame and popularity and then everybody just wants to tear them down. So I'm is that what's happening? But
no, because Beyonce doesn't release 10 different versions of her album when it comes out.
True. Yeah.
And you know what I was also thinking about? I was oh my God, I don't even want to go on the internet tomorrow because I'm going to be so sick of people's content about the album and ranking their favorite songs.
I know.
And
it's just too much.
It's too much.
And this is coming from someone who loves her. I went to the Eras tour. I've been a fan of her since the very beginning. My whole adult life, I've always
You got in a fight with Marley about being in her cult.
Oh, exactly. But even I can admit when too much is too much. Enough is enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll be listening, but we'll give our thoughts. Yeah, and we'll give our thoughts next week.
Yeah. Great. I'm sure no one cares, but you and I will care.
We will care. I think some people care. I think some people, the fans will love to hear our thoughts, and the haters will also love to hear our thoughts. Because if there is one thing I know about people who hate Taylor Swift is they love talking about how much they hate Taylor Swift.
Amen.
So
yes, they do.
It'll be something for everyone.
And the foot fetish, so we'll maybe touch down on what we think our feet look like. Something for everyone, okay? We leave no stone unturned. We leave nobody behind. We're all in it together, okay?
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Oh my God. Okay, that actually turned out great.